All right, welcome everybody. We are back for our second Geico Google Hangout of the year. Today's Google Hangout brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Please visit geico.com. Well, today's guest is, we've only had one other two-time guest, so we have a repeat interviewee today, and he is Earl Brown of First Place St. Francis U. So happy to talk to you. I had a good time last year, Earl. Thanks for coming back and chatting again.
Thanks for having me on the show, Ron. It's a great show, and it's great to be back.
Look at that. He's doing my advertising for me, too. I like it. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about Earl. Earl's averaging almost 16 points a game and just under 7 rebounds a game this year for St. Francis. Second in the league in field goal shooting at 55%. Pretty good. He was the most improved player in this league as a sophomore, and then he was a second-team All-Conference honoree last season. And this year, he made the preseason All-NEC team, so it's been a nice, steady progression. Before we get to you, I want to talk about your team and what's gone on this year, because it's been pretty special in my view and all your fans, too. So you ended last season on a high note. Kind of struggled a little bit in the regular season, but you went into Bryant, a really tough place to play, and you win in the quarterfinals. It was the program's first tournament win in a long time. Then you go to Robert Morris and you take them right down to the wire. So you go into the off season and then into the 14-15 season, and everybody's back. You got your whole team back. The only one in the conference that could say that. Probably one of the few in the country. What's your feeling when you start practice? Is it more of a guarded optimism, or was it full-blown confidence that this program is ready to take the leap this year?
If I had to say it, I would say the confidence. You know, like I said in the interview before, nobody forgot how it felt to lose to Robert Morris, and nobody forgot how good it felt to beat Bryant. So you know, we try our best to show the freshmen and like how it felt to win, and it felt kind of like the Rutgers game when we won. It felt good, and I was telling them, like, in order to keep that feeling, you got to keep winning and winning, so y'all could feel how we felt when we played Bryant.
How does it feel, you now being a senior, as being one of the leaders of this team and the one that the younger guys are looking up to?
I honestly, I don't even know that. Like, coming in my freshman year, I wouldn't have expected any of this, so it's kind of weird because I've never been like a team captain, a high school team or anything, or a leader. So it's like I gotta like take more responsibility than anything. You know, watch what I do and watch how I react to how the coaches are, take care of my school. So it's a learning experience, but I think I'm learning some of it. Still got a lot more learning to do.
So being a captain and being that senior, one of the senior leaders on this team, it's not something that comes natural to you. It's something you got to really kind of work hard to make it happen.
Yeah, you know, and Coach Krim helps, and actually our band director he goes over leadership skills with me and Greg, and we have like go talk to him each month, and we learn new things, how to react to different situations.
That's great. So let's talk about your non-conference season first. So you had a couple tough losses early to American, one of the Patriot League favorite, and Lehigh, really close. Nice one over Navy, and then came Albany, the Albany game. They're two-time defending America East champions. You were up 16 at the half, and they were really never in that game. Was that the game? I mean, for me, from watching you guys, was that the game? I think it's sort of where you started to put it all together, where it like everything started to manifest itself. Would you say that's the case?
I definitely say that's the case. You know, and also our practice is like, you know, this practice is so intense now. It's like our hardest competition is in practice now, and I think us being in practice, it makes the harder the practice is, the easier the game gets. So it's like, you know, it's
That's good. That's good. That maybe wasn't the case 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So then came Duquesne. This was another sort of a blowout type win. This one on the road. Was that surprising to you when you went in and did what you did to Duquesne?
No, no, it wasn't surprising at all because Coach Summy always says I'd rather be prepared. I'd rather be over prepared than not prepared at all. And our preparation before the game is so much. So and we knew what every player can do, and it was like it actually happened, you know, because you're so prepared and you watch, you scout so much. You're like, I'm here at every step and on every. There's no defensive lapses or anything.
Okay, so you beat Duquesne. Now you've won 2 in a row. Now you're heading to Rutgers. Big game. When you walk into the rack that night, what's the feeling of the team?
High energy, high spirits. Everybody's energetic. Everybody's just ready to play. When you see the lights, once you hit the floor, the lights is right on you, and it's just that feeling in that arena that every player wants to play in.
So in that game, you're 15 minutes in, and you're down by 16 points. Does the doubt creep in, or are you staying strong at that point?
No, it doesn't creep in because when we went to Europe this summer, we had an experience when we was down 20 points, and we came back and beat the team by at least 8 points. So we thought about it as like we've been in this position before. Let's keep going. Let's stay positive.
So from that point on, the Flash go on a 40-11 run when you're down big, and you find yourself up 13 on Rutgers with 10 minutes to play. During that stretch, that 15-minute stretch, like, did you just feel like all powerful at that point? Like everything was going as good as it can go for this team?
That's exactly how I felt, man. That's exactly how I felt.
But they come back and they actually take the lead again. You got about 4 minutes to go. How did you guys manage to close out that game on the road against a Big Ten team? What was Coach telling you during that time, under 4 timeout?
You know, Coach said, Coach was just play your game, you know, play within yourself. And actually the play was designed for me to come off a down screen, and they cut it off, and Ollie just got the ball, you know. He had to make a big-time play with a big-time player make big-time shots, you know.
So was that, now that win, was that to this point the crowning moment of your career?
Yes.
Walking out of that gym. What was that? I mean, this is the part I'm curious about. What was the locker room like when you went back after you won that game?
One day I'll show you One day I'll show you the video. It was intense. I mean, everybody was fired up, from the managers to the coaches. It was such a wonderful feeling, and especially we had alumni. They came and they were acting a fool too, but it was fun though.
What's one thing that Coach Krimmel said after that game that sticks with you?
One thing that Coach Krimmel said definitely is when he brought us in a huddle and he said, "I love you guys." You know, he's never been around so many kids that have the same dream, the same goal as him.
That's awesome. So after that game, when you get to your phone, what is your phone like when you pick it up there? When you go on Twitter and you look at your texts, what was that like?
It was very. I'm not gonna lie. It was about 30 texts there, 30 from alumni and friends saying congratulations, and the ESPN highlights. The scores popped up. It was an awesome feeling, man.
It was. I was at the Garden for another game that day, and I'm tracking this game on my phone. And you know, from our office to all our fans, you got to get jacked up. Beating a Big Ten team, that just doesn't happen every day. So good for you guys. So word gets out quickly now. Now the Red Flash are no longer a pushover. They're legit now. Do you think that win and maybe the Duquesne win, do you think that legitimized the program that Rob has been trying to put together there?
I have to agree and say yes.
That's good. So you go into league play now, okay? Non-conference is over. Everybody's starting from scratch again. We're all 0-0. Second game of the year, you're matched up with your old nemesis, You know, your fellow Western PA team out there, Robert Morris, hadn't beaten them in a really long time. You hadn't beaten them, but no one had. So they're the standard bearer in this conference in recent years. A 7-year run of success that we've never seen in this conference, and you know, they've gotten it done, winning 20 games every year. How important was for you, Earl Brown, to win one of those games before you left? How important was it for your fans, especially to win it at home?
You know, you got to give credit to the Robert Morris. They've always been good, but it was extremely important. When I first came in, they always talked, Anthony Irvin and Umar Shannon, they always talked about, yo, we never beat them, we never beat them. And sometimes it seemed like they didn't have enough confidence in beating them. And for us to come back off the Rutgers win and to beat Wagner, it was like, it was just a great feeling going in, and we had a great start in the beginning. It was like it felt so unreal, and at a point I felt like we took our foot off the gas for a little bit, but when it got down to the wire, it was either do or die at that point, and it was time. It was time to take the W, man.
That's a great quote. I'm going to get back to that game in a few minutes. I have a couple more questions about it, but let's just move on a bit. 2-0 start. You hit the road. You go to Bryan. Uh-oh. A blip on the screen here. What happened there? Was it a blip? Was just one bad game? What went on there?
You know, we didn't play hard enough from the beginning. We got out-rebounded, and it's kind of embarrassing because it's one of our calling cards. Our defense wasn't clicking, or we wasn't rebounding. But you know, in order to be a good team, you got to learn from experience. So next time we play, or whoever we go in there, we gotta remind ourselves that how we got here from the beginning is playing good defense and rebounding.
How important was it for you to come back strong against Sacred Heart 2 days later and salvage this road trip?
I mean, we wasn't going into Sacred Heart losing. That's too long of it's too long of a ride. So now we're out with a loss on our mind. So that wasn't happening. And I think we were so fired up because how bad we lost, and it brought everybody's enthusiasm and focusing on winning that game.
And Sacred Heart's a pretty good team too, so that's a quality win. They're 1-3, but they could easily be 3-1, looking at what's gone on. So that's a good win. So it's early, 4 games in, but you guys are in first place, albeit tied with some other teams. It's got to feel good, right?
You know, it still is like I still refresh the tab to make sure it's the you know.
All right, so you're back at it this weekend. You got to go take on Sacred Heart again now. So they'll be looking to get back at you for last weekend. And then it's St. Francis, Brooklyn, also tied for first. So that's a big game. How much you look forward to duking it out with Jalen Cannon?
You know, I'm not a big trash talker, so you know I let my game speak for itself. But it's going to be an extremely competitive game.
Absolutely. I want to get off this a bit. I want to switch topics quick. I want to talk about Team Impact and Jordan McClure. So I saw the first cut of a feature that we put together that's going to air during one of your games this year on Team Impact, and I have to say it blew me away. Like, blew me away how good this was. What you're doing there is great, but I'm not sure everybody knows about it yet. Tell us a little bit about Jordan and what Team Impact means to the Flash.
Well, Jordan is a kid that he has a
he has an affliction.
Yeah, he has an affliction, and Team Impact gives kids with how would I say that? The Team Impact gives kids life-threatening diseases, and they give them a chance to actually be a part of a team, be a part of something. And Jordan came to us last year, and from the moment we met him, it was just like we just took him in as our little brother, and he means so much to the program. You know, before anything, he brought one word that always sticks to us, and it's believe. Like, for a kid to go through so much at such a young age, and he has so much fight in him, and it's hard for people to see, but he showed us how much we can do if we just believe. And he's been fighting for so long. He's been using that word believe, and that's why we wear on our shirts believe, because we believe that we can do it, and we believe that anything is possible. And every game he sends the whole team a text message. He has like a picture that say achieve and believe, and everybody just said thanks, man. He's like, I love you guys, and all. He's such a good person, man. Such a good kid. It kind of actually feels like he's really like one of my little brothers. He asks me questions about girls. His older brother had just entered and went to the Army or the Navy, and he was real down about it, so he just came, started, and opened up to us, and we got to know him even more. And his mother is such a beautiful woman. His dad is such a great person.
That's great. It really is awesome, and I can't wait for everybody, for you too, Earl, to see this feature. And I think it's a nice little 5-minute snapshot of something great that St. Francis is doing for this young man. So props to you guys for taking Jordan on.
Thank you.
So let's go to you now individually. You seem to make those jumps every year in your game. What's the biggest advancement? I think I asked you this last year. What's the biggest advancement you made from your junior to your senior season in your individual game?
If anything, I would say that my strength has got a lot better. Going in, I knew that's one of the most important things that I needed to do, was to be a stronger player, so I could be more of a post presence down low. My jump shot, I've been trying to work on my jump shot a little bit. I'm so drive, I love to drive the ball. It's like, but it's open, so me and Coach Teller have been working on a lot, and free throws. I've shot really bad the past 3 years, and this might be the first year I ever shot good. Not where I wanted to, but it's pretty good.
Is Coach Krimmel giving you that green light from 3-point range, like 25 feet out?
Yeah, he said if it's open, knock it down, man. Knock it.
All right. So at the end of the Robert Morris game, this is all I wanted to get back to. In under a minute to go, you guys are up a point. And then I read this quote the next day in the paper. It said, Coach Krimmel gave me the eyes like, I'm coming your way, kid. I knew it was time to show people what I can do. I think it's a great quote. Was that play sort of the play of your career up to that point where it just, I don't know, it's like everything you've worked towards came towards converting on this one play, and it was a big win for you, for St. Francis?
Yeah, I really appreciate Coach Krimmel for just allowing me the responsibility and him having the trust in me to make those big-time plays. It's funny because at the Rutgers game, it was the same exact play that he called, but it went differently. And once I knew I got that chance, I'm like, if anybody's going to take this shot, it's going to be me. And then went in. It was like, I was like, all right, let's get back on defense.
There you go. That's the best part. It went in. So my favorite part of last year's hangout that we had was when you said this. I'm just quoting. This has stuck with me. Like, I remember this. You said, I don't think I've made it, but I'm becoming something. Okay? That stayed with me, that you said that. Would winning the NEC title this year change that? Could you say then that you've made it, or is there more to do even for that in your life for you to say that?
I don't think so. I think I'd be settling for less at this point if I said that. I honestly, player of the year. That's player of the year, winning the NEC, get into the tournament. There's always talk about, like, everybody knows what I can do and all that, but I want to leave behind a legacy. Like, we already know what Earl Brown can do, but what actually did he do? You know, and that's what's in my mind. You know, he graduated with 3.0 and he won an NEC championship. Player that then I can say I made my college career.
That's great. Good stuff. You also said last year that where you come from always it continues to motivate you. Okay, so you're a Philly guy,
Yes.
and this is a league that's had a lot of good Philly players the last few years. And I'll rattle them off: Velton Jones, Mustafa Jones, Russell Johnson, Sam Prescott. What does it mean though to be a Philly player? What makes a Philly player?
You know, you got the dog in you. It's either you a pit bull or a poodle, you know. That's basically what defines a Philly guy, man. It's either you're gonna eat or be eaten, you know.
That's great. What about New York players? Where does the scale go there?
You know, I have a New York player on my team, so you know, he's. You know, I give New York ballers some credit.
That's good. I'm sure Malik will be happy to hear you say that. That's good. So you've been around the block here in the NEC. This is your 4th year. Who are some of the guys, as you look back on your career, gave you fits? Who's some of those players that you knew you had to have your working shoes on when you went and played them?
Definitely Alassaware. You know, from freshman year, you know. Alassaware, Julian Boyd, who else can I think of right now? Even the guys from back at Quinnipiac, I forgot the big dude, Kent Horton.
Oh, Kent Horton, yeah.
Trying to think of some more.
Ike Azatam.
Oh yeah, there we go. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
What a player. Well, definitely Alassaware though. That was like that was the one dude that was like, you know what? You got to be a pit bull tonight. That's pit bull mode has to come on, you know.
Yeah, he was tough. He was tough. All right, when you go on the road, toughest place to play?
Toughest place to play? Always Robert Morris.
Always.
Always Robert Morris. Because we always get there, but it's never finished, you know. And that crowd they got a great crowd out there. So I'll give them the toughest place.
There you go. All right, you're a senior here. You're a senior now. When you graduate, what's the biggest takeaway that you've gotten from your coach? What will stick with you about Coach Krimmel?
I don't know. Coach Krimmel is such a great guy, man. And there's so many things that you could take from him, so it's kind of hard just to pick one thing. If it's anything, it's him telling me always be myself. Because he talked to me about like the little things that happen. Like I went homecoming king, and he was like, you know, I've never seen nobody or athlete win homecoming like a basketball player win homecoming. So if I had to take one thing, it would definitely be to just continue to be myself.
It's good advice. What makes St. Francis such a special place?
The people, the teachers, staff. It's honestly like a big family here. You know, everybody's so friendly and everybody just wants to help you. And everybody just wants to be involved. And it's such a community. It's such a small school, but we're like a small little community. And it's such a great place here, man. And a lot of people first come here and don't understand. Like once you understand and get used to the code, well, actually, there's no really getting used to the code, but just get used to the mountain and understand how valuable your friendship is with people. It turned into a really good place.
The St. Francis marketing staff should just watch that. There's their advertising right there. You just did it for them. Good job. You're a business communications major. What's your favorite class you've ever taken? Any professor you want to shout out here?
Yeah. Shout out to Dr. Cadwallader, my advisor. Dr. Monty, she was a criminal in justice, and Dr. Miko. They were like really good professors to me, helped me like when I first got here, especially Dr. Cadwallader. She helped me understand and write what I need to do, what I need to get done. And eventually she turned into my advisor, and she had my back ever since.
Excellent. I love it. What's your future aspirations? Are you looking to continue playing? Is that in the cards?
If that's what God has intended for me, then that's what it'll be. You know, I'm just gonna live my life. You know, if that's what He wants me to do, then I guess it's my calling.
Okay. What's last thing about you? What's something people find surprising about you? You got any hobbies? What do we like to do off the court?
Actually, I like to sit in front of my PlayStation 4 and I can play all day.
What's your game of choice?
Either Madden or NBA 2K.
All right. Are you the best on the team?
You know, it's people that think they're better than me. You know, they have their moments, and they could be considered the best too. But you know, I wouldn't necessarily say I was the best, but I was one of the. I'm up there. You know, I'm top three.
Top three. King of the PS4. Okay, there we go. All right, last two questions I have for you. How good can this team be?
Depending on how everybody work ethic is off the court, and how people are when no coaches are around in the gym, and how hard practice is, we can be a championship team.
And what will it take for St. Francis University to bring home that title? What do you need to do better in these next 6 weeks or so to get there?
Focus. Because we can lose focus easy. That's what happened against that Bryant game. We lost focus, you know, and not get too big head over wins, you know. And that's what we preach now. We got to focus on bringing our DER down, and we got to focus on not getting out rebounded by teams.
All right, there it is. Earl Brown gives the blueprint for success for St. Francis U. You get a chance to see St. Francis this weekend. We shifted the schedule a bit. Flash will be playing Friday against Sacred Heart at 7 o'clock, then 2 p.m. back Sunday to face the Terriers, which would be another really good game. Both those games on NEC Front Row. We'll get to see Earl on TV on the bigger screen January 29th, the Gala Arena. Bryant coming back in for the big rematch on Fox College Sports and ESPN3. I will be there. I will seek you out, Earl. Earl's one of the great student athletes in this league, and I'm proud to have you as a representation for this conference. I'm sure St. Francis feels the same way as a university. Great chatting with you, and I hope we get to catch up in a couple of weeks.
All right, thanks, Ron. Thanks for having me.
You got it. That was Earl Brown from St. Francis University. Today's Geico Google Hangout was brought to you, of course, by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com. We will see you next week with another men's basketball Geico Google Hangout.